sometimes. Something about the world ain't right. The darkness lives in plain sight. In the ether, adjust your eyes. There are those that have no clue. You give them hints, they just stare at you. Most have lived in Plato's cave, watching.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today with Elisa and Donna, and we've got a really cool event to talk to you guys about in New York. That's why we had the thumbnail up of that first. But it's exciting that in New York, and Elisa and I just worked on a film, Dear Mr. President, about censorship, and now we have Donna here to talk about this upcoming event on October 4th and 5th in New York. So maybe let's start with, how did you two meet and how did this event come into being? So whoever wants to start first, maybe Elisa, can you introduce Donna and we'll go from there?
Yeah, so thanks for having us, Joe. This is really exciting because, as you know, there's kind of this view of New York as just being so ultra liberal. And what people don't realize is there's so many patriots here. There's so many people who are pro-Constitution and pro-Trump, and we just don't get the attention. So Donna and I know each other because we met a number of years ago through Simon Parks's organization, Connecting Consciousness. And we were active locally on Long Island in New York with a lot of the events. And that's how we met. And we just, became friends. And Donna has a real passion for wanting to see how we could get more New Yorkers involved in more patriotic things and bring some events to New York. And I'm actually going to turn it over to Donna because she can tell you the inspiration behind the New York Awakening Summit, which is taking place, as you said, on October 4th and 5th. But I'll let Donna talk about her inspiration and how this all got put together.
Thank you, Elisa, and thank you, Joe.
Yeah,
See,
go
it's
ahead,
my first time. I'm talking over everybody. I told you I'm from New York, Long Island. Okay, originally from Queens, and I'm just going to make it all about me.
Queens
I don't
rocks.
mean to.
I'm from Queens.
First of all, thank you both very much. I'm greatly appreciating this. My passion, my sole purpose at this point going forward is to bring awareness and awakening to Long Island. I really want to raise the consciousness for love, to say, stop, we're not going to participate. We want to know what is going on with all the missing children. I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters other than your daily functionalities, you're going to get hiccups, get a flat tire, God forbid you lose someone, go to the dentist. That's all going to keep happening. But your sole purpose to live here, to be a part of this earth right now, is to stop the trafficking and the killing of children. That's the bottom line. There is nothing else to talk about. We can get into who is possibly has such an appetite for that, who has no feelings like the three of us and the rest of the majority of the world has. There's something out there that has a detachment from a soul experience that wants to lust after our children. And I met quite a few people. I'm hitting the road, and I'm finding a lot of people who are not born in America but live and work here, lovely people, are wide awake about what's going on. I'm finding that as lovely as Long Island is, and I love Long Island. I love Manhattan. All of New York has been a wonderful experience in my lifetime. But I do find people a little disconnected or saying, pushing it out that someone needs to work on that. I don't think the information is coming to them fast enough, or how severe it is, and that, well, who's buying, traveling, and transporting kids? I mean, who does that? And I just want to bring that to the attention that it's not, we don't have community rallies about it. We're not talking about it. There's not signs up. I mean, at least in Orlando, when you bring your kids to Disney World, they have signs posted all over the bathroom stalls about human trafficking, child abduction and stuff, and to hold your kid near you. Well, great for Florida. But what about New York? What about all the other states here in America? America, I don't know what's going on with America. I love my country, and I love that people want to be in my country as well. And I like to visit other countries too. But together, we have the power to say no more abduction of children or any human being. And we have to make that our priority to function. Your sole purpose is to take care of a child who has no voice, needs us. And I'm really driven on that. So I've been very blessed. God must know I'm a real weakling. God said, I can't give this Donna nothing to deal with. Let me just make her life easy. This one can't handle anything. I'm going to give her a wonderful little life. And I think he may got me wrong because I can take on a lot. And I know that everyone I know on Long Island can take on as much and even more. I think that we're mature enough, we're adult enough that we can handle the truth about what's going on. No more cradling us, and no more pampering the information. This is very serious. So while I'm living, while I'm driven with my passion, because don't think I'm a woo woo, but I've been listening my whole life to my gut and my spirit direction forever. It's not ever led me wrong, and it won't let me off the hook. I say, you kidding me? I just turned 65 and an official senior citizen. You want me to take this on? It pounds me. I said, all right, all right, all right. Let me get in touch with Elisa already. So Lisa, listen, I got to do this event. We got to have an event on Long Island. It has to come here. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but I got to make this happen. I am telling you, Elisa and Tracy from the American First Warehouse, where the event is being held, both support. I mean, they're both hobbling me along, encouraging me to go forward, connecting me with everyone. We've had so many hiccups. It was the most amazing journey. And all the panel that's coming, so for it, so with it, so supportive. I have I'm feeling that this is just the first event, and we're going to go forward, and we're going to keep bringing this information out to all of the Long Islanders, all of New Yorkers. And I'd love to see it spread across, go to the west, go north, go south. I met this great guy from El Salvador who owns his own little business. I introduced myself, which I seem to talk to everyone a lot, it seems, and people receive me pretty well. And he said to me, Don, if you ever wanted to go global on this, I want you, we'll talk. He said just this year alone, there's over 500 kids missing from El Salvador. Last year was in the thousands. I don't know. Went to the store to return an item to this lovely man who directed me. You sense. I said, I'm going to talk to him. On the way out, I was speaking to him. He's from Nigeria. He knows more about it. He knows exactly like what we know, he knows. When I just find like why, the sedation on Long Island and in America, we have to take it off. We can't baby this anymore. I'm not in a panic alarming here, but I just feel treat us like the adults that we are. We're intelligent, passionate people. We're not prejudiced because the beast that wants a child doesn't care what your political view is, doesn't care what your gender is, doesn't care what you look like, whatever. They don't care. They have no feelings or reaction. They have a hunger and a lust to eat, murder, and kill children. It's very simple. So if you cannot bring any prejudice into this subject because there is no prejudice. I want to unify the community to go forward with this. Be an adult. Let's start taking charge of this. I want to bring in survivors and speakers. I want to have any New York representative that has been voted in to take care of the society in which they are doing their business in to come to my event and show your commitment to put an end to child trafficking. Let's be the number one state in all of America, bringing the power back that we, the adults, will protect the children of this world. That's it. It's very simple. It's not a complicated subject. If you're working for New York State at any level and you got voted in by paying tax citizens, compassionate, loving people of New York, which we all are, there is always a cradle of darkness somewhere, but we're not talking about that. Come to the event, show up, and give us your word that you are going to participate in bringing an end to child trafficking, and that's your number one job. And if you can do that for the people of New York, we can make it happen anywhere in the world. So it's up to the New York representatives that were voted in by the people to stand behind the fact that we will not do any more child trafficking, killing, and we will not take live organs out of our children. We're going to find out who's doing this. We're going to get them, capture them. This is not political. Let's just remember President Donald Trump, the first thing he signed into office. Ask yourself why that was the first thing that was signed into office. Everyone is getting a sense of energy in them now. They're much more in tune to sounds and signals and people's reactions. Whatever we're being shown on TV, for whatever that reason is, let's step it all aside. It seems to be threatening, and I should be afraid because if I speak up for the love of a child to be an adult, that they may want to take my life. Hey, if you speak up for what you're passionate about, it's not about me. So I'm speaking up. I'm a senior citizen. I'm not afraid. You know why? Because I'm doing the right thing for children and humanity. Don't be afraid of what you're seeing on TV. Don't be up. Look, it's terrible what we saw. The tragic event of a young Charlie, beautiful kids. But the whole thing was a nightmare to witness. It's traumatic. But is that going to stop me from having the event? No, it's not. Don't let anything stop you for doing what's right for another human being. Do God's work, live in peace, spread the love, and do not be afraid. Put your grown up pants on, people, and let's work together. And all the New York representatives that are here in New York, that are here for the people of New York, let's make New York number one. Let's pull together, pull the unity together, and let's vow as a community and spread the word throughout America and globally. We're not taking this anymore. We're done. We are done, done, done. You're not allowed to sit back in your chair and scratch your ass anymore. No one at school is going to stop your kid from being bullied. It's all up to the grown-ups. I don't know where the grown-ups are. Hello? Take your baseball cap, turn it on forward, and stop being your teenage son, okay? You're not his friend. There are fathers and mothers. Be a parent. Stand up for your children, the fathers. Don't be so submissive and passive. What are you doing? This is not okay. You have a child. Your job is to get up. There's no one else that's coming in to rescue the kids. It's us.
Mm.
So that's what I'm about. I'm about that. And I love the panel. I mean, Kerry's going to take it to another orbit. You know, Kerry Cassidy, she's going to bring it all over. She's passionate about what she does. And you know what? I'm open to it. I like to know what kind of creature wants to eat and devour a child. I really am curious about that because I know they're not doing the same work we are. So something's happening here. Keep your mind open. And we got fabulous Laura, sweetheart Laura. What a dream state she is. I'm so happy to have her. And Elisa, thank you so much for that. We have Brad Olson coming on. Wow, he's a great historian and publisher, and he really is a nice presence. He has a way of telling his story that really
He
captures the
does.
audience.
Yeah.
Very lucky about
We've met
that.
him in person. He's amazing. He really
Yes,
he's this gentle giant that just brings kind of this Beach Boy vibe to the whole
definitely.
movement, whatever the topic is. We love Brad and
Yeah.
Laura. We've
Yeah,
had
me
most of these people on the show. So yeah, tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more about the
exactly.
panel. Keep
Say
going.
that again.
Oh,
Oh, and then I was introduced to Michael Barra, BARA. Well, he's a maniac, boy. He has a lot to say about our financial institution. Okay. Roll up the
Yeah.
sleeves, everybody. Buckle
Well,
up for that one. I'm
well, you
dying
know,
for
Mike
everyone
is
to.
always, if you watch the forecast with me, Mel, Laura, um, every Monday, you know, like Mike is usually, he adds that spark, you know, I mean, Mel does too, obviously, but
Yeah,
Mike he's a character, and more than that, you know, in a very serious way, he's a wealth of knowledge, and he just knows so much
great.
about the U.S. financial system. He was involved, you know, he's written books. He knows about, you know, a lot about the alien agenda. So I think you know, Donna, really, like, we work together, but your vision really came to fruition because we got great people. We have, and then, you know, it's also, we brought in Heather Holmes because she's going to be speaking a lot about you know, biofilm and a lot of the bacteria and things that we're not aware of, and how we can have a cleaner environment, a cleaner home, cleaner, you know, personally using better products on ourselves. And then we have JP, right? JP, anybody who's followed Dr.
Oh,
Michael Sala.
well, but first, let me just give a shout out to Alex Collier. He sent JP my way through my friend Kelly from Utah. Thank you both very much. I mean, Alex is always encouraging people to come forward and do their best, do their part. And we need so many more of us. I mean, we do. And I appreciate, JP will be coming in without his mask on. I guess he's got the green light and permission to reveal himself, and he'll come to my summit, and I can't wait to hear everything he has to say. And I don't want to forget about Rod Castellano. He's quite an interesting man, very spiritual, has such an experience. He experienced a lot of situations that brought him to a very spiritual journey. He's going to be a wonderful person to listen to. And then Stephen Turner, he told me to say
Yeah.
hello to you, Joe. You remember he was
Okay.
talking
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you
he's been on
about
the
what
show quite
happened
a
in
few times.
Switzerland? That was a fun video. The Switzerland video. What the
Well,
frig was that? I
yeah, it
was
was a hell of a show
hysterical.
we did with him.
Oh, it was hysterical. Hysterical.
Yeah.
He's a real sweetheart. He's going to be singing the national anthem for us. So we're going to bring a lot of love into America, bring it back,
Right.
and, stand
And who's the
proud.
MC of this event? It looks like someone that
Oh
looks
my
familiar.
God, Miss Elisa V. She agreed to be my MC. She's well experienced, and I'm totally confident in her. I'm so happy
Thank you,
she's doing
Donna.
this for me, because you could
It's
tell I'm
just,
very shy, right, Joe? I don't have much
You
to
fit
yeah,
say
right
about
in.
anything.
I
you
just
get
hear.
us,
I
you
was
get
going to
us
say,
Queens girls together, and it's, we never shut up.
yeah.
That's
Well,
what it
your
was,
mission,
Elisa,
Donna, is
right?
so fitting for our show. That's why we started the show. Was about the children, and I'd reached out to 3 different local reporters that, of course, didn't even respond. And it takes passion like this to keep going. I mean, if I was around in the U.S. at this time, I would be there. But
I
I
know.
won't
Well,
be
you'll be
around.
at the next one, Joe. It's okay.
That's what I was going to
I
say,
really,
because Donna is actually, she is, listen, America First Warehouse, where the venue is, where we're having this on Long Island, okay, has hosted many wonderful events and people and book launches and screenings and things like that. But I think, to Donna's point, New York has been and is traditionally a place where it's very small. It's very small, like this idea of understanding what's really going on. I don't know if it's a spell. I don't know what's been going on in New York for so long, but people are just so comatose to so many things, and we have to really start putting it in their face, in this, in a loving way. But
loving.
like Donna said, it's time to grow up with a lot of this stuff. So it's going to be really interesting, because I think once we get this ball rolling with one event, we're gonna just keep going. And it's Long Island,
Yes.
but Donna, we've got the whole 5 boroughs. We've got Suffolk, we've got upstate, we've got a lot of places
Yeah.
in New York.
Well, we're
Well,
from
talk about
Queens,
making
and
a
I
difference
like
in
the
your
boroughs.
backyard. Oh,
Say
sorry.
that
Go.
again.
We keep talking.
Yeah,
I
I
was just
promise the next time I do a podcast, I'm gonna know where I fit, when to be quiet. You have to excuse me. All I keep
no,
saying to
no. You're
everyone
good.
that's
We try to
volunteering
talk
their
a little
help,
bit less. So no, I'm
uh,
just
uh,
you two in your own backyard. It's like gas and fire. Like this is amazing. The
you,
two of you coming together. Watch out, world.
it's God's way. There is no coincidences. I have not met one individual that's participating on this summit that is a coincidence. I'm talking about real motivation, pure, non-ego, focused about awakening, connecting the consciousness of fellow beings, and rallying behind the children and come together as a community. You know what? We're not so divided. It's the PlayStations. And some people really believe there's hatred out there. Some people really do think they don't like another person. We're not into any of that energy. We're not about any of that. The only thing our target and our focus is to stop the trafficking, why it's there. Let's learn why it's happening. That's the only way to undo it, but we have to do it together. And I think Long Island, the firemen, our volunteer firemen, our cops, our nurses, our teachers, our beautiful beach shores, we're very blessed with the energy at our beaches and the sound. I honestly think it's an energy portal. Something about Long Island, the East Coast, I'm telling you, there's a positive energy that waves through here. And I think that's why they want to cast us as some
Yes.
hatred, horrible state. And I'll tell you, Manhattan, I had my 2 kids live there. It's a wonderful town. It's everyone from around the world goes there. How bad is it? Maybe something in leadership we have to like sit down and talk about. Upstate is magnificent. We have a beautiful state. America's a beautiful country. We live in a beautiful world. Let's keep that the focus and let's get rid of the beast that wants to do what it's doing. Let's be grown up. Let's find out why that's happening. We know it's millions of years old. That's kind of weird for some too. You got to keep an open mind. And I wanted to put a plug out there to Simon Parks. I did go to Kerry Cassidy's Awake and Aware a couple of years ago, and that venue she's at, if you ever went, she picked some venue. It's has great bones. It was a great place, and of course, her audience is as lovely as she is. Well, Simon Parks and his wife was there really quick, and I was talking with Simon. I said, Simon, connecting consciousness. That's the whole answer. That's it. Connecting consciousness with awareness. It solves almost everything. If we could really connect spiritually with our consciousness and really sense the vibes, your gut instinct that talks to you all the time, that's your message. That's your leadership. That's your truth. Connecting the consciousness like that is what's brought the three of us together right now. You didn't have to
Right.
have me on, Joe. You're a busy guy. You're packing to go to Ireland. I'm still jealous, but you got to do what you got to do. You
We all
Well,
are.
understand?
We both are.
this is what I had to do. When
That's
when
right.
Elisa mentioned this became the priority because your mission, and you're right
Our
about that.
mission.
I'm gonna play a clip. Are you familiar with Dr. David Martin?
Yes.
Okay,
Are you?
Donna.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yep.
So you know how AI is coming out, right? And it's everywhere. Do you know that we have 12 senses, not 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
I love to play this clip because it's 1 minute and it covers what I'm talking about, but very eloquently put by Dr. David Martin. So I'm going to play this, and what you're talking about ties right into this clip. So here we go.
As I
Cool.
said before, I teach a course called the 12 Senses course. We have 12 cranial nerves, which means we have 12 direct wired into our brain senses. Since Aristotle, Chris, we've only been authorized to acknowledge 5 of the 12.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a tiny little problem. Is AI going to actually pick up the other 7 intelligences, the other 7 senses, the other 7 attributes of human awareness that we don't even acknowledge and have not acknowledged since Aristotle? Is there any chance that we're going to build a machine where the input's based on about 2.7 of our neurologic capacity senses? Is there any worry that a 2.7 machine-based AI is going to compete with a fully functioning 12 cranial nerve, 12 sense human? And the answer is, doesn't have a chance.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
That's what you're talking about.
You
if
got
we
it.
knew we had 12 senses and we knew how to use them and we had this connectivity to each other, I would think that many of these things that are happening may not have ever even happened in the first place. So we need to reintroduce this back to humanity. And this isn't woo-woo. This is just how much our history has been manipulated for us not to even know our divinity.
Yeah. And
You know what I
with
love
this,
about this?
oh,
Go ahead, Elisa.
with this awakening, it's so fitting. It should really, if you think about it, it should really be called remembering, if you think about it, because we knew all this. We had all this as humans, the divinity, the connection to God, our pineal gland, as you're saying, the 12 senses. And I think that our job, when I say our, all of us that have remembered and are awakened and have the guts to say, I will take the chance of doing whatever I have to do and not think about, what could potentially happen, right? So many people put their lives on the line. And I think that where we're going, people are so locked into fear, they're so preoccupied because of the slave system of just working and focusing on all this other stuff, that when you say this stuff, it sounds so out there. It sounds so woo-woo. And, our goal in events like this is to say, you know what? We're not going to get everyone. We're not going to, make everyone see. But the more it's out there and the more people are interacting with other people, right? That's kind of what we're all hoping will happen, right? We go on a show, we do a show, someone sees it, they say, hey, did you see this show? You might find this interesting, or take a listen to this. And that's kind of what's been happening, literally like a snowball, and that's why we can never stop with our voices. And I'm really excited to, Joe, you have to come next time. We were talking about this last week, like what's the next one going to be? But
I know.
yes,
I'm thinking spring. I don't
in the
want to
spring.
overlap with all the panels. The panels schedule is insane. But thank you so much for coming to this event, everyone on the panel. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for getting New York on the right start. I'm so greatly appreciating everyone's effort. I could actually cry. I want you to know I have well, what I did in my younger days, this is the first time I've hit the pavement again and putting on a big event, and I just love the youngins around me, these young scribes, these intelligent young people, quick to grab the phone, manipulate it like it was nothing. Like if I'm making a sauce, they may look at me like, how the hell she do that? I give them my phone, they put everything in order. I said, I'm gonna hire you. You gotta be my admin, sit next to me. I need you. So I feel what I've been getting for the last 15 years is that we're in a 30-year transition. It's a 30-year transition that's happening. We have the Flintstones and we have the Jetsons, and the Flintstones' feet are too big for the Jetsons' pedals, and we're a little clumsy right now, and it's all not sure.
I
And
love that analogy.
Joe,
Oh
come
my
on,
God,
come
that's
back in, Joe. It's okay. So that works for a lot of people when I use that theory. Everybody gets that. I have to work with IT. Me of all people, I'm the admin for the company, learning the new system. And then I teach doctors and patients are like, learning. You get all the high school drama about taking a test and learning something new that doesn't go away. So you have all that calming down to do. And they're going to know everything about me. Oh my God, I have a pimple on my ass and now everyone's going to know. Whatever the hell they're worrying about. But Matt, you can't stop it, I say. It's happening right now. There is no going back. We are
right.
transitioning, right? We're transitioning to that energy of the Jetsons. And then you say, well, a lot of the higher ends, the people coming in, they don't seem to have like much drive for the workforce. They don't seem to be sharp or on the ball. Well, honestly, if you grew up with all the school bombings and the fear and your parents not home and working 5 jobs trying to pay a medical bill, if you grew up in that, see, we didn't grow up in that. We're
Well, yeah, this
blessed.
was all by design. They designed it so the
Of
kids,
course they did.
yeah,
Of
not all
course they
kids. There are
did.
some amazing kids out there making stuff happen.
Amazing. I
But
get
I
exposed
think if
kids.
I could say about the kids, I think they're all amazing. The problem,
Yes.
and I saw it, with having kids in high school during the whole COVID, and
Mm,
these kids were so beaten down. They didn't even know. It was just like, put the mask
terrible.
on, do this. They just were following orders. And so when
Ah,
you sit with these kids and you realize how smart they are, and I'll tell you something else.
amazing.
I'm going to go on the line here with this, because
Go for it. Go for it, Elisa.
the
Go.
generations like us that grew up in the street and playing and no electronics and come home when the street lights go on. Okay, that's gone. However, these kids, when I talk to my girls, they're 19, 21, and their friends, they have a soulfulness that
Mm,
comes more natural to their generation than our generation. It's not good or bad. It's just different in that we grew up in a different time. We had to fend for ourselves a little bit. You get in a fight, you
a
worked out in the
little. A
schoolyard a
little.
little.
What do you
Our
mean?
parents didn't coddle us. It was a
Coddle
different
you.
time. Exactly. I had a friend who was helping his father when he was 12 fix something put the Christmas lights on the house, and he fell
Uh-oh.
off the ladder. And his mother runs out and says, "Did you destroy my rose bush?" Like she
Of
didn't even
course. What
consider
else
that
is
he
there to
could have been
ask? Of
hurt.
course.
But anyway, I digress. The point I'm making is that I think these kids that are coming in, and maybe to your point about they're not as driven, maybe that's not how we're supposed to be. Maybe we're not
I
supposed
love
to
it.
be so
I
driven.
love it.
Maybe we're supposed to be
Yes.
still and
Mm,
just be in
Yes.
the present. But
Yes.
there's this transition, like you said, and I see it even with
Yes.
my clients in my coaching practice.
Of
Like,
course.
these people are, at our age, that's mostly where, I see they want to embrace this whole idea of high vibration, but like they don't know how, and they're still a little caught up in
Yeah, of
how
course.
this 3 dimension. So I think the kids, we have to so nurture our kids, and I think they get a rap like, oh, you didn't have to do this, and you have you got technology all the time, but they're very resourceful. I mean, I sit there and stare at my phone, or I have a problem, and they're like, well, let's just look it up. And they read. I don't even read anymore. I'm like, just read this for me. Like,
Yeah,
they're
someone's
they're
selling a
willing
book, and I'm like, I got to get that on audio. I'm gonna
they
have to listen to
right.
that while I'm
They'll
doing my
take the
work.
time. And I think we need to nurture that. And I think we need to say, if they're not having the mindset that we have or had, then there's something maybe more spiritual that they're coming into the world with on a higher level, but we haven't figured it out yet. You know what I'm
that's,
trying to say?
yeah,
I'm
that's
with
a
you
great
100%,
one.
because here at work, and when I'm, I call it slaving. But when I said, you know what, everything you're getting, like you're back up against the wall, all the hiccups you're feeling, you get a sandwich, it's not the right sandwich, and the person says, okay, you have to say, well, can you make me the right one? All those little extra steps, and where you're uptight because it's not working the way you knew it to be, the Flintstones,
Yeah.
because that's not going to matter going forward. I don't say that everything we learned. I think self-preservation is very important. And I think we all had a spiritual conversation going on with us our whole life, so we wouldn't be here right now. I think the younger people are much more mystical and more
Yes.
aware of it in a sense, and maybe taking away some of the insanity that the adults before them were driven in doing, and they just went and pulled in a little bit. Technology is their future. I do think there's a balance for your eyes and fresh air and movement. I think you should monitor the time for yourself and children and schools everywhere. But it is not going back. I mean, you want to fly a spaceship, you got to know technology, right?
Right.
It's
Right. Good
it's
point.
here. It's done. It's over. It's happening.
And do you ever hear
So
the way these kids today talk? Like, when we were younger, someone disagreed. I don't know, maybe growing up in Queens, maybe it was different, but it was like, that person's an asshole. What a jerk. These kids are like, that person just got triggered. They're very aggressive. Like, they say
yes.
things in such a different way. I'm like, I had to go through like 20 years of therapy to be able to have that kind of language.
My kids say
Right.
to me, Mom, a lot of my friends remember a lot of things about you. I'm like for what? She goes, like, when I would say something, they right in front of my friends, you'd say, I don't care what goes on in that house. This is the way I run my house. I'm not your friend. I'm your mother. That's the answer. And they
Right.
look and, Ma, how come you don't know 2 languages? I go, what do you mean I don't know 2 languages? I know a little English and a lot of slang. Count yourself lucky. Right? Right? I don't know
I
what's
love
wrong with these kids that are brought up on Long Island, you know?
Yeah.
No,
So
I love
Donna,
this.
I think what we need to do, I think it would be a great maybe a little call to action to our group for this event. When we did the Quantum Summit down at in Cape Canaveral for Mel, it wasn't like, it was done in a kind of a fun way. We did like a little the making of, and we had our camera going around just like as people were getting ready. Maybe we could do a little something like that, so then we can capture a lot of what happened at this event, and then have it on, do a podcast or a video for people to actually have a sense of not only the great information, the wonderful speakers, but also the fun and everyone coming together. So we'll talk more about that. I think that
Yeah.
would be a lot of fun to do. Sure. Yeah.
You,
I mean, it's
you,
like 5 to 7 minutes, just clips of all the different aspects.
Did we leave
Yeah.
anybody out that's coming on the podcast? Because I don't want to leave anybody out. Because
No, I think
when I got married, a lot of people got pissed at me because I was supposed to be in charge of the whole thing. Talk about self-preservation there, right? I said, if you knew that was going on, listen, I'm not shy. Elisa, you see something you think we need, you say, Donna, we need this. Don't ever assume I know, because I know nothing. Okay? That's why you're in my life. That's why Joe is so nice to have us on. This is the beginning of our journey
Yeah.
together and then some. You bring something to my attention, I'm open to it all. But don't ever think I know what's going on. Assume I don't, and you're never going to repeat yourself with me,
I
okay?
think we all are like that. The community that we're all in, the truther, the guided by wanting to help, save the children. I think we're all pretty, right? I mean, I would say we're mindful of one another, but I wouldn't really say polite in the sense that like we just jump in, like no, it's not like waiting your turn to speak. If you have a thought or an idea, and I think that's what's made you so successful too, Joe, because your style is very much like you have an idea. You've been on the forecast, you've been in the movie, Dear Mr. President. Like, I think that's what makes it good. We all know we have the same end result we want. So
Right.
we're all
Well,
working together.
my background is events, putting on shows, booking bands, playing shows, being
See,
in film.
Elisa, we should have hired Joe. What the
Who
hell?
knew? All right, next
I
time.
mean, come on.
Well, I mean,
Right there.
you know what? There's a woman called Ellen, and she runs Truth Teller Tales, and I jumped in to be the first person on her show because I wanted to let her know certain things, like in her Rumble channel, she can have her name. If I know something and I can attribute to something that will help someone and it saves them a few steps and it can get them up to
Yeah.
speed much more quickly, I try and do that, just like we're setting up the IMDb page for
Yes.
Dear Mr. President, because I've done that. So I get to take all these hurdles and things I've been through, and that might have been at one time like, oh, why didn't this thing work out? Well, I had to learn something else. So now I get to come to
Mm,
the community. If I see something like, well, I know this part. I wonder if anyone else, and if they don't know it, then it's especially needed. Or if they know part of it, I might have a missing piece of the puzzle. So because as a kid,
right,
I wanted to make a difference in the world and help people and just be who I am. And well, it
right,
seems like
right.
that's what's working out now. So I love helping you out. Don, and do you want anyone to know your last name? I was never told your last name, but you may not want that out there.
I go by a few names. You want the most popular
I bet
name?
you do.
I would say most people know me as Donna Ferrara. That's F as in Frank Ferrara.
Okay.
Borrowed that from my ex, who happens to be a lovely man, and we have great kids together and great grandchildren together, and very fortunate.
Mm.
I'm just a very lucky, blessed person. And I love being so grateful. And I don't know. I guess I'm gonna, to my last breath, I'm gonna bring awareness to what's happening. I think it's part of our mission. I don't think there's any excuse. And I get tons of phone calls. I said, Donna, why do we think this way? Like, why aren't we like everyone else? You're being prepared for your journey that's ahead of you. You have a big job coming up. And we're all being prepared, taking baby steps, and not to be impatient because there's so much undoing and shedding to do to bring into a light. We might not see it all. I mean, I hope I do, but we have to keep paving, going forward, and just making your mission about, breaking the dome, opening up your mind, your energy, spirit. You got to be connected to your inner gut. Otherwise, your life's a fake. You're living a fake life. You have no purpose. You can wear your tight panties in an office and make $3 billion a year. I'm grateful for you. And I'm happy for you. You could be in the streets being poor. I just want to know, at all the empty buildings and empty factories, are you still walking over a fellow human? That seems okay to you? The homeless people on the street, your brother and sister laying there like that, all these empty buildings, and that's okay for you to go eat and just walk past all these people and think that that's their problem? You have all these empty buildings and you don't think to convert it? All we have to do is come together as a community and it happens.
Mhm.
We're living this way because we're allowing it all to happen. Everyone is responsible for what it is. There is no one coming in to rescue you and ride you off and fix it. We have to come together as the biggest humanity cause possible. It is not okay to leave people sleeping and in dirt. That's just not a natural sense. And we're the only species that eats each other. Other animals and other species do not eat their young, and they don't do the things that humans are doing. Not us. That the monster that's impersonating himself as a human, that's
Right.
sick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thanks for
let's just
clarifying.
get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I,
know
I
we got to close. I know you got to
yeah,
pack
and I want to
your
say
favorite swimsuit. Go ahead.
it's so important. I feel that, Joe, thank you so much. And we're hopeful that other podcasters like yourself will embrace, to have Donna and me on to talk about this event, because as important as this event is, there may be someone in a small town or a big town somewhere in the country that wants to do what we're doing. And it really didn't take a lot. I'm not saying it wasn't work, but it didn't take a lot of effort. We had a conversation. I had some contacts. We came
Yeah.
together between your contacts, my contacts. We put it
Yeah.
all together, and, it just flowed. And this is part of, I go back to Dear Mr. President, because part of the thing with this movie about censorship is, how do you get your message out? Well, if you're getting censored here, you can't get it out there, you got to find another way to do what you have to do to bring people together. And having small events, right? Like our event isn't tremendous, but you don't need to have like thousands and thousands of people. If you get a couple of hundred, if you get 50, you got church groups, you have organizations, you have, moms. There's so many people that can say, I believe really strongly and I want to get the word out. And you can do just what we've done. And
Right.
there's so many speakers and authors and experts that are dying
Oh
to
my
get out there
God.
and talk, like Kerry and Laura and
Elisa,
Mike.
we gotta like rent Madison Square Garden. There are so many fantastic freaking people that have so
Wonderful.
much to share that can, we all have different ways of looking and speaking because we're supposed to connect to a certain energy of another person. That's why we're all a mixed bag of loving, kind humans, okay? Because we're reaching different people. And now we're the boots on the ground. So if you can just have one conversation, if everyone who hears this podcast makes it their mission just once a day to bring up what you heard here, whether you agree with it or you don't, or it grows your passion to want to know more about it. What can you do? Just speak to one person a day. Just one
Right.
person a day. And you'll
Right.
see how it grows your energy, your consciousness. You can't go back. It doesn't, once there's no
Yeah,
sedating yourself anymore. You're not going to be able to sedate yourself to be walking in a coma.
doesn't happen.
You're
Yeah.
not going to live a fake life. Your life is going to have a purpose. And that
Right.
purpose is what you wake up for. You're still going to have a
No,
flat
you're
tire,
right. And I want to say something else.
right?
There's a lot of kids out there and adults that are inspired by the the whole Charlie Kirk thing. If we look at the fallout or the after effect, is an awakening or a revival, if you will,
Mm,
of humans wanting to connect with each other, maybe be better fathers, better husbands, better brothers, whatever.
mm.
And
Wow.
and then
Yeah.
there's a lot of kids out there that have, social media. And this is one piece of advice I would like to give to them. If they see a show, whether it's this one or any podcast, and there's a 2-minute clip that they really resonate with, you don't have to do anything fancy. You can do a screen recording on your phone and you can share that and you can get it out. And some may go viral, some may not. It doesn't matter if it does or not. But if that is put out there, then it's up to, the universe to get it out
Mm,
there, because there might be one little clip that makes a difference for somebody. So it's really easy
absolutely.
in some ways to be a little journalist now. Just record it, send it, and you might tag the right person on either X or Instagram or whatever, and then they see it and they, who knows what's going to happen. Just like, did you guys see this? I want to show you this clip. Okay,
Show
before
us,
we go,
show us, show us.
I'm
Go,
going to
please
show you an
show us.
example just what the heck I'm talking about. So I need to go to
Oh,
my
what the
X.
heck? Go for it.
Let's do it. Okay. So here's a kid that was inspired by Charlie Kirk, and he finally got the gumption, if you will, to say something. In this clip, you'll see when he gets to the end of it, it's only a minute and a half, minute and 18
Okay.
seconds. He didn't even know if anyone was going to see this at all, right? So I'm going to play this for you ladies, and apparently now 1.3 million people have seen it. So here we go. This is
Wow.
very short, and
My name is
Oh,
Jeff. I have practically no online presence. And the reason for that is because I am scared to post things that I believe or really care about, because I worry about what people will think of me. I am worried about missing out on opportunities because of an online footprint. Yesterday, a man died, presumably because he believed the same things that I believe in. I am a conservative, and more importantly, I'm a Christian. I believe wholeheartedly that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, that he died from our sins and rose again, and that he is God. I know that in the grand scheme of things, I don't really matter. No one knows or even cares who I am. But if there's even one person who sees this and gains the courage to speak up themselves, that's why I'm making this. Just so that everybody knows that we're not alone.
Oh my.
Interesting.
Oh, I
Right?
want to
I mean,
hug
isn't that
him.
beautiful?
I want to hug
Very,
him
very
and
touching.
say,
I know, I know. I
whatever
feel
happened
teared
to
up.
Charlie? What was that
I mean,
message to all
it
those
doesn't matter.
beautiful young
It doesn't
people
matter.
to
It does
witness such a
matter.
nightmare? I don't want anyone to be afraid to speak. You don't have to agree with anyone's opinion, but we can have people sitting in cars and feeling so broken. My heart is with his. You really got me there, Joe. Thanks a lot. And I don't want another kid or anybody to feel like that. Uh, the killing of a young father because he was speaking and then rallying and cheering about murder. What happened to America?
Right.
What is going on here? That we're cheering and rallying about killing another person? That's we're better than that. And it's not tolerated. And I'm glad people lost jobs. I'm sorry. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with Charlie. But you don't go around shooting people. You don't take their lives away because you have a different opinion about something. That's why you're here, because we can have different opinions. Who's trying to shut these people down? Who masqueraded that in front of the world? And all those beautiful young minds sitting and listening, even if they don't agree, they were listening. They were talking to him. That's a wonderful start. That's so refreshing that we can even have that a person having the bravery and the courage to be calm in his skin and talk to our future adults that are going to run the world. So did they want to cut it off and threaten him? No, because nobody there, no young adult, nobody who saw that is that will never stop the freedom of speech. That's not going to deter anybody. And that young man in that car, you were very brave to put it out there. And there are a lot of people like you of all ages. You're afraid because of the bullying you witnessed on television, the bullying and no adult rescued you in school. The school's not stepping in, your parents not stepping in. Where's the mother and fathers? You send your kid to school knowing they're getting their ass kicked and they're threatened. What are you doing? You go to that school and every parent locks down until that school changes that policy. Though kids need people to stand up for them. And that boy, it represents a lot of young people, even adults who are afraid to
Adults
speak.
too. Yeah.
What
You see these
happened to
old men.
America that you're afraid to talk?
I saw old men, wearing hats, like Trump hats that were getting, uh, people saying terrible things to them. So I think the key though is like that is
Right.
incumbent on us and anybody who follows us. It's all about raising our vibration. We're light workers. We're meant
There
to
you
help
go.
raise the vibration, and the more we raise that vibration, it's going to resonate. And the more people can do that, the more we can teach people. You have control over your consciousness. You have control over the light and the frequency that you put out, and you have control over um, that that ability to literally affect the rest of the world. So when he said he's nobody, no, far
Oh,
from it. His light
exactly.
his light is just as important as all of us, and together that's what this great awakening is about. It's about raising the vibration of this earth.
And
Beautiful.
before we
Beautiful,
close, I
ladies. Well,
just have one.
go ahead. Go. Then we're just going to wrap up with one more mention about the event itself. But please, Donna, go ahead.
Thank you, Joe. I emailed and spoke to Channel 12 News. Channel 12 News is the Long Island news station. I sent my link and some bullet points about what it's about, and how I would really like them to help make Long Island, you know, number one, trying to bring the awareness about the children and other things. And I asked them if they would come interview me or if they'll go to my event, our event. Because I really think it's important if you're the news of, if you're Channel 12 News, and I know you're listening to me, and you're for the citizens of Long Island, I really think it'd be really a good idea for you and all the representatives of the state of New York to show you support to help bring an end to child trafficking and murdering and live harvesting of children and people. I think we're all going to be the adults that take care of our land, and we're going to do this. So Channel 12 News, let's meet, let's get together, and let's make this worldwide. Let's get New York and Long Island, let's put us back in a positive position at least in America. All our representatives from New York, no matter what your party is, this is not about division, this is about children, and you're going to be committed to bringing an end to it. I'd love to meet you. I'd love for you to come to the venue and support what this is about. And I wanted to say thank you again, Elisa and Joe. And how do you think I did today?
You
Did I
did
do all
great.
right?
You did better
Yeah?
than great.
You did wonderful. And I'm just going to put the event up one more time so people
Okay.
can see exactly who's going to be there. And there might be more that want to join, who knows. But once again, okay, so this is, the website is the americafirstwarehouse.com. It's under event list. On that, you can get your tickets right below. It's October 4th and 5th. And anything else that either one of you ladies wants to say in closing?
I just want to thank you. First of all, Joe, thank you, Donna, for doing this. And, you guys, if there's anybody listening to this podcast and you want to have us on there, we would love to talk about this event with you and to your audience.
We obviously
cool.
don't get tired of talking, so definitely have us on.
I told Joe, we're only going to need about 20 minutes. And it's like almost an hour. So thank you, Joe. God bless
when you have Donna on for the first time, you need an extra 20 minutes or so to allow that to unfold. So
yeah, thank you. And you have a wonderful
That was very
trip.
nice of you, Joe.
We're gonna be talking while you're over in Ireland and with all our soul brothers and sisters over there. So travel safe and have a wonderful, enlightening trip.
I will.
You know what I was
All right,
thinking
ladies.
about? Maybe Mark would like to have us on while you're there. Like a quick
We'll
one.
we'll figure something out. But yeah, I'll definitely be in touch
Maybe
with you.
Elisa and I will do a quickie with you guys. What do you think of that?
Why not?
Quick.
Right?
Awesome.
We'll see.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Bye, Donna.
Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Joe. It was so nice to meet you. Have
All right,
safe
everybody.
travel.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Appreciate you. Okay. Bye.
I have known for some time something about the world ain't right. But darkness lives in plain sight. In the ether, adjust your eyes. There are those that have no clue. You give them hints, they just stare at you.